Okay, we're go.
Ready? Okay. All right. Hi, guys. We are so excited. I know we had a couple people who are supposed to be on here tonight, but hopefully they'll be on in a minute. Okay. So we are so excited to share this opportunity with anyone who is on here who has not yet joined, who has some questions or maybe interested in earning an extra income.
And before we go any further, you do not have to wear matching sweatshirts to be successful in this business. Don't worry a thing about it, unless you just have a desire to look ridiculous.
It's fine. Okay, so first off, I'm just gonna we'll kind of tell our story and how we got involved and a little bit about what it's done for our family. And then we have a couple more people who are gonna jump in and tell their stories, and then we will actually get down to the nitty-gritty of how we actually make money and that kind of thing. So my name is Trista, and this is my husband Eli. And our story starts about, what now, 2.5 years ago now?
We just keep saying 2.5 years, so even once we have 5 years on, let's just keep saying 2.5.
It'll be 2.5. Our story actually starts with Brittany Landrum, who you're going to hear from in a little bit. But our story kind of started when she started. She made her first couple Facebook posts, and I actually asked Elisha, what do you think about this It Works thing that Brittany's doing? They had gone to high school together. I didn't really know Brittany that well, but they were friends in high school, so we were actually friends on Facebook. And he pretty much was like, don't you even think about it. Brittany has lost her dang mind. We are not getting involved with one of those companies.
Yeah, those words never came out of my mouth.
Well,
I never said
pretty
Brittany
much.
lost her dang mind. I said those types of companies don't work.
That's right. So rewind a little bit. I was a full-time registered nurse, and he was a career firefighter. We have 2 kids. He had worked very hard with a partner to build a sports performance business, really from the ground up. And he really thought that that's how you make money, and that's how you build a business. You have a brick and mortar business, and that's what you do. You invest tons of money, let's be real. And you build it that way. And really, we had good careers, and so we really didn't think we needed it. We thought we were doing what we were supposed to be doing. We have 2 kids, we go to work, we went to college, we were doing the American thing, right? And really, when he said no, I kind of started to tell myself all these reasons why I could never be successful. I'm super shy. I don't have a lot of friends on Facebook. My network was super tiny. We didn't have a lot of extra time. But more than anything, I just didn't believe that I could be good at something like this, because I am still, talking in front of people is still not something I love to do. But here I am. So we continued to watch Brittany for almost a year. It was 8 months. And I had tried a product in the time that I watched her before I joined. I did want to grow my hair out, and she kept posting the before and after pictures in her nails. So I actually joined as a customer, got the results I wanted from the product, turned my auto shipment off, and honestly, I didn't even it didn't even cross my mind when I was taking the product that I would eventually sell. So I didn't take before and after pictures. It wasn't even on my mind at all. But I kept watching her on Facebook, and 8 months in, she had, got a couple promotions. She was doing things. She will tell you her story, but as a single mom at the time that we weren't able to do, and we both had good careers, and we were, there was always more month than money. We could never seem to get ahead, where she was starting to get ahead as a single mom. And so it really caught our attention. And at the time, I wanted to buy a new car. My car was on its very last leg. It was getting ready to crap out any day. And we had worked very hard at that time to become debt-free. We had paid off all of our debt, and so we really did not want to have to go into debt to buy a new car. We wanted to pay cash. And, every month we do our budget, and we think, okay, at the end of this month, we should have $1,000 left over to put aside for a car. But guess what? It was never, ever there, because life happens.
She likes to go to Kohl's.
I don't shop at Kohl's that often, for one, but Target maybe. But anyways, the money was never there. And so really, that's kind of what got him to think about it. I was like, you know what, honestly, if I could do this, if this girl can make what she's making, I can surely make $200 a month, $300 a month that we could just put aside, never touch it. And that would go a long way for paying for a car. So really, he was finally like, you know what, you spend that much money at wherever you go shopping anyway. So what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah,
so,
and my initial yes was kind of just to get her off of it, to be honest with you. I just thought, well, I know that this type of company is going to fail her, so I'm going to let her go through that failure and then turn away from it and let that be that. Unfortunately, but fortunately at the same time, that's not what happened. She really enjoyed the beginning. She started to earn a pretty good paycheck right away. She earned a bonus. And most importantly for me, as I saw a change in my wife, I saw her become excited about taking ownership in this company. I saw a new confidence about her that was really neat to watch. And that was all due to that type of company that wasn't going to work. So even if we didn't earn a paycheck for, as long as we have, to see the change in my wife was value enough. But the paycheck's been great. The friends have been great. I'm so glad that she kind of talked me into okaying this opportunity and taking off with it. So go ahead, fast forward.
So fast forward, we got in, and like he said, we did earn a couple bonuses. At the time, they had a couple Ruby bonuses out, so we earned those. But really kind of 10 months in, I was able to come home from being a nurse, which is not something I ever thought I wanted to. I had a job that I loved. I was a pediatric nurse. I had found like my dream job as a nurse, but when it kind of came down to it and we're 10 months in, my salary from It Works had more than almost doubled what I was making as a nurse. And so we kind of had to have that conversation, like, what do we do? Our kids are little. We're not ever going to get this time back. And so I actually did walk away from that nursing job.
And what an amazing, fortunate conversation to be able to have. When your wife comes to you and says, hey, I'm making this amount of money. What do you think about me coming home to be with the kids? That's a pretty fortunate spot to be in, just to have that conversation, let alone, turn it into a reality.
It honestly, it has been the biggest blessing for our family to be able to be the mom at the field trips and that helps out in the classroom. It's just been a blessing that I definitely did not start for. But I'm really, really thankful that it turned out that way. So then fast forward a little bit, and we did pay cash for that car last summer. So check that off. And then actually March of this year, we did the unthinkable, and Elisha came home as well. And we are now a full-time stay-at-home, work from home family. And it really, the time is the best thing that it's given us. Aside from the money's great, but it's not really about the money. It's about the options that the money gives you, where we could say like, okay, our kids are little right now. Like, we want this time at home. And it's been the biggest blessing for us.
Yeah. And for everybody out there that is skeptical, you are not wrong for being skeptical. Okay. You're not wrong at all for thinking that way. But what I will tell you is don't allow your fear or your skepticism to keep you from allowing this opportunity to be as great as it possibly could be. Because at the end of the day, you've got a whole lot more to, you've got a lot out there that you could possibly gain. And I hate to see anybody miss out on this opportunity because they allowed their pride or their skepticism to get in the way. And unfortunately, that happens a lot. But the people that do decide to jump in this and make a run at it tend to really enjoy the ride.
Absolutely. You'll make the best friends you ever could imagine. You have an entire community just cheering you on and encouraging you to dream bigger. And so anyways, that's our story in a nutshell. So next we'll go to Jess and Andy, and they can share their story, and then we'll go to Britt.
Hi, guys.
Hey, guys.
We are Jessica and Andy Harsha, and we have been with It Works now for 2 years. Our story actually started with Trista, who you just heard from. I was working as a pediatric nurse with Trista when It Works kind of made its way into my life. She started with a couple of our fellow nurses, and quite honestly, I was a little skeptical. Not a little bit, maybe a little bit, maybe a lot of it. So I was watching, I was like, what is this that they're doing? Oh my gosh, like it's just another one of those things, right? It's probably one of those little pop-up companies, and it's gonna, what are they doing? Well, funny thing was that they were having so much fun. They were loving the products, and they were making some pretty decent money early on. And it really just caught my attention, like, what's this? What's happening? So I was just watching from the sidelines, like not asking questions, but just kind of just watching to see, what was going on. So I ended up actually ordering a product, which is our greens. And if you follow us on Facebook at all, you'll see that that's hands down my favorite product still to this day. And lucky for us, was the very first product that I tried. So I ordered the green, started using it, and you guys, I can't even tell you, like, so quickly on how good it made me feel. I noticed such a difference in my belly, which I had issues forever and ever and ever, but also in my energy level, and I just really felt good. And quite honestly, that was what made me actually a little bit intrigued about the company. My nurse brain was just like, okay, what is this? What are they putting in these products? What do they have? What is this? And when I kind of looked into the ingredients, when I looked into all the different products and I actually looked into the company itself, I was really, really pleasantly surprised. I was like, oh my gosh, like, this company's been around for a long time. You guys, it works as a 16-year-old company. Like, that's nuts, right? But not only that, but they put so much thought and effort and just the love that goes into the creation of our products. I was really just kind of blown away. So I had that in the back of my mind, like, okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I judged too quickly. And then Trista started posting about a $500 bonus. Okay. Well, yes, I was working, had a great job as a pediatric nurse. My hubby here is a middle school principal, and he walked in the door 3 minutes before the Zoom started. So I kind of like grabbed him and brought him over here. But what not everybody knew, well, actually really nobody knew, was that we had a lot of debt. We had dug ourselves into just a big fat hole. Basically, like, we came out of college with lots of student loan debt and credit card debt, and bought a new house and cars and you name it, thinking we have good jobs, like, we'll worry about this later, like, let's have fun now kind of mentality. That really just was not good. It was not good at all. So, years later, it was just getting worse. And to be honest, like, I desperately wanted to just be home with my kids, but I knew financially we could not make it happen with one salary with the debt that we had. So seeing her post about that $500 really just, it was kind of like a light bulb. I'm telling you, like, I came home from work and saw that, and it just, I knew, like, I was like, oh my gosh, I just feel like I have to do this. So Andy came home from work that day, and I said,
okay, let me jump in here. So this is, Jessica said, so, and if you know Jessica, that's what she says right before she comes up with some crazy question or idea. So she says, I think I want to join It Works. And I said, what do you mean? And she said, well, like, I want to join. And I said, no, like, what does that mean? Like, what does that entail? And she said, well, it's $99 and there's a chance to get a $500 bonus. And talking with Trista, she really is pretty confident that if I get going and follow her lead, I can get to a point where I can make $500 a month. Well, literally a day or two before, we had just had a conversation about really crunching down and creating a budget and sticking with it. And we were going to have to really start cutting back and watching our spending. So I was not crazy about the $100, but I'm not a huge risk taker, not a crazy wild person, but to me, $100 at the chance of quickly turning that into $500 and potentially $500 a month was a no-brainer. I could see the excitement in her eyes, and I said, sure, go ahead. You probably spend that at Target anyway, and this will be something that will at least give us an opportunity to produce money and maybe get us out of that debt a little bit quicker. And little did we know, right over there in the kitchen, about 2 years ago, things changed drastically in a really, really awesome and exciting way for us. So.
And I think what was our original like get out of debt plan was like end of 2018 or 2018 or 2019. I can't remember what it was. If we didn't have any unexpected expenses, if we stuck to the plan, didn't buy anything, didn't go on any vacations, we could pay off the debt we had in that amount of time. That was our plan. That was the conversation that we just had. So we get going, right? I remember telling Trista the night that I joined, well, I don't know if I'm going to do a whole lot with this. We'll just see. We'll see how it goes. So I went to bed that night, and I swear to you guys, it was the craziest thing. I woke up the next morning with this fire in me that I have not let die since that day. When you get to know what this company and our CEO and just the whole mission of the company and the products, what everything is about, you can't not fall in love. Like, it spoke to my heart. Like, I just was like, oh my gosh, yes, this is it. So we got started. I made that $500 bonus, and I signed this guy up and got it for him as well that first month. So we were both at Ruby's, which is an average of $500 a month. So we did that in month one. Okay, that was my end game. That was my ultimate goal. So that was like my aha moment of what this company could do for our family. So I thought, I'm not stopping here. There's no way. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So fast forward. Guys, remember me telling you that like I wanted to be home with my kids. That was like so desperately wanted to be a stay-at-home mom with Hudson and Henley, who are our kids. And in less than a year's time, I was able to make more of an income with It Works than I was as a pediatric nurse. So I was able to retire from nursing. In about a year's time, we were able to pay off $55,000 in credit card debt and our student loans. If that's not a game changer, life-changing, I mean, I don't even know what is. You guys are going to hear about, at conference time. Conference is coming up in February, and leading up from here till now, there's so much excitement built up for good reason. Conference time, they always blow our minds with something new and exciting and something just amazing for us to work towards. The last two conferences that we were at, after coming home from conference, getting all fired up and excited, we earned $280,000 in bonus money, guys. Like, those are real. Those actually go into your bank account. It's real fat money. But we're now a 5-figure a month income family from It Works, and it's literally changed our life. But let me just tell you something funny. I, for a split second, almost did not say yes to Trista and yes to It Works, because I was so consumed and so worried about what other people might say or what other people might think of something so unconventional, right? We were raised in a time where, not many people know much about network marketing, right? So when you don't know a whole lot about it, you a lot of times don't think highly of it, right? So in my mind, I was like, oh my gosh, what if people tease me? What if people make fun of me? What if nobody supports me? Oh my gosh, like, what will I do then? But then I decided that our family and our goals and our kids' future was worth far more than that. And so we just decided that we didn't care what other people thought. But I'll tell you one thing. What's funny, guys, is that we have such a passion and a love for these products that have truly changed our quality of life, for this business that has changed the legacy of our family, that we've had unbelievable support. And I think if you run a business in a way that you are personal and you are real and you are genuine about what you truly believe and what you use, nobody's ever going to question that, right? So we love it.
I just want to say, I got to cut her off because she could go for hours. I absolutely love it. And I want you guys to know this is maybe at the risk of sounding a little bit cheesy, but what I see, not only the change, Eli was talking about the change in his wife and the change I've seen in Jessica, her confidence, her passion for this company, her energy, her happiness has just been amazing since she got into all this. But this has given our family an opportunity to dream. And again, I was never really a dreamer. We were not dreamers. We were dreamers when we first met, right? There were these dreams of this future together and kids and all these wonderful things. And then very, very soon, our only dream was, can we get out of debt so that maybe we could go on a vacation and not have to put it all on a credit card? Or could we go through one Christmas without panicking in January when all those bills start coming around? And now we dream like the real dreams, like the big silly ones that people think you're crazy for dreaming. We do those. Mm-hmm. And I love not only that we get to do that as a couple, but that we get to bring our kids along on that journey. Our kids are going to grow up knowing what it means to work hard by watching both their mom and their dad. They're going to learn what does it mean when you want something to go for it, set a goal, and to dream big for all the possibilities that are out there. So I know that is maybe sounds a little big for the purpose that we're here for tonight, but I want you guys to know there is opportunity just sitting there. It is sitting right in front of you. It's the exact same opportunity that just over 2 years ago was sitting right here in our lap. And we fortunately said yes at the right time, and we have never looked back. So
you don't have to have a large network. You don't have to have a lot of friends. I'm from a small town. And the funny thing too is that Trista and Eli and myself and Brittany are all from kind of adjoining towns, 2 small towns in Indiana. And all of us guys, I mean, are doing really well. So I think the old school thinking of my network is too small, or I already know people that do this. Honestly, with this company and with this kind of business these days, it's irrelevant. You know, we work our business on social media mainly, which means we're open to an entire world of people. So I just want you to open your mind and open your hearts tonight. And if it speaks to you guys, take a leap of faith, because it's so worth it. I will cut myself off now.
All right. Did we just go ahead and go now, Trista? Is that good? Okay. So what's crazy is listening to you guys. I think, you know, there comes a time where you have that moment and you're like, and it's not even like a selfish thing, but you're like, because I said yes, now these people get to tell this story. And just like my upline said yes, I wouldn't be telling my story if she hadn't said yes. And I think that's what's most exciting, is that some of you people on here that are already part of the team, and some of you guys that are going to be joining, there are going to be people that, because you said yes, their entire story changes forever. And I think that's part of one of my favorite things now. And obviously I know I'm in it. I've been in it for a while to see that, but I almost wish I would have seen it sooner. So I realized, like, wow, like how much this is literally going to change people's lives. So to introduce myself, my name is Brittany Landrum. I've been doing this for a little over 3 years. I actually got one of those annoying Facebook messages that said, "Hey girl, you should join my It Works team." And mind you, it was from someone that I had no idea who she was. She literally added me on Facebook and within days sent me this message. And I always like to tell the part of the story that I only kept her around on my social media because she had a cute little girl, and I always hoped that one day I'd have a little girl. But other than that, I really was annoyed by her posts. So I thought, and I was just annoyed by all of it. But reality was, I wasn't annoyed. I was just jealous. And even though I know the Bible says we're not supposed to be jealous, that doesn't change the fact that sometimes you have those feelings. And I'll tell you why I felt like that. I was a single mom. I had been married before, and he left when my son was a newborn. And so life was hard for a very, very long time. And I'm going to kind of get a little more personal than I usually do, because I feel like maybe someone's on here that's supposed to hear this. You know, I was left with medical debt in the divorce. I was left with all the lawyer fees. I took them on purpose because I wanted sole custody. But I was left with more debt, even though I was good with my money, if that makes sense. So I didn't make bad choices that got me into debt. But life just happened, and that left me with a lot of debt. I actually went to dental school. I had a really good job that I loved. However, which I will get there, I just love being home more. But I remember just being like, okay, you work really hard. You get a sitter for someone to watch your son. When he's sick, my mom would have to take off because I didn't have any days to do it. And I just got to the point where I was like, I'm just sick and tired of not being able. I didn't mind that I worked. The problem was I was tired of not being able to be there when I wanted to be there. You know, when he was sick, when my sister and my sister-in-law and my mom were going to the zoo and doing fun things. And here Brittany was still clocking in her 8 to 5 because she didn't have vacation days. She didn't have personal days. And she, quite frankly, didn't have enough money to pay her bills. Okay. And so I'll never forget, you know, the night that, you know, Alyssa asked me to do this. And I said, absolutely no way. And here's why. And it's hard for me to convey the old Brittany, but I used to be extremely, extremely shy. Like, I would have been covered in red blotches during I actually wouldn't have I would have never done this anyways. But I told her I would not be any good, but I wish you nothing but the best. And then, like I said, I continued to watch her, thought I was annoyed, but really I was just like, I want that. And finally, after 3.5 months, I thought, you know what, enough is enough. And I remember exactly where I was at. I was laying in my son's fire truck bed, and it was 10:30 at night, and I messaged her and I said, okay, here's the deal. I don't even have the $99 to get started. But I'm willing to put it on a credit card if you think that I can earn some of the products for free, because I really wanted two of the products that she was posting about, but I was trying to justify getting them for free. And she said, absolutely. What's awesome about our company is it's completely risk-free. Not only will you make your investment back as quick as you want to, but you'll also be able to earn some free products. So I was like, okay, sign me up. And I'll be honest, at first I was like, what have I actually gotten myself into? Someone that, and I wish I could introduce you to the old Brittany, but the old Brittany didn't even post a picture of herself on social media unless like someone else was in it or unless her son was in it, because I was that shy. And so I thought, oh my goodness, how am I going to do this? But then for some reason, and it's funny, like Jess said, she just woke up, but mine's a little different. I actually was dreaming for weeks about It Works. And that's what finally I was like, hold on, if you're dreaming about it, I feel like I'm being told I need to do this. And so it was about 2 or 3 weeks after I joined that I realized what I had my hands on. And I realized, okay, so you're telling me if I use social media and if I use supplements that I'm already, some of them already taking, I can replace things that I'm already taking, in my opinion, with better quality once I was educated. Before you're educated, you don't know any better. So I thought that the hair, skin, and nails at Meijer, Walmart were just as good. They're not. I thought that a probiotic from the X, Y, and Z was just as good. It's not. Multivitamin, I can swap out a hair, skin, and nail supplement. Why not take the chance, right? And so, like I said, it didn't take very long to realize what I had my hands on. But one thing that I want to talk about, and I always hate this part of my story, but I feel like it's so important, so I don't want to sound like it's bragging, but we've earned $240,000 in bonuses. We have purchased our dream home. I was able to leave my dental job after a year. And as of about 8 months ago, I think it is, 6 months ago, I don't know, I've lost track because it's kind of been like this crazy blur. My husband is now retired. I actually have the 8-year-old son that I was talking about when I was a single mom, but I also have a 16-month-old little girl that I have been home for since the day she was born. I've never had to go back to work. And I know some of you may be on here and you're thinking, but I already have my children. Okay, but there are going to be things that are in the future that you can be there for if you start now. And all I know is that I would not have been there now had I not started then. And so that's something, and I just want to give a little extra because I get excited and then I want to say extra things that probably aren't needed. But, sometimes people would say, well, Brittany, you started 3 years ago. Do you feel like that has part of to do with your success? And actually, 100% all my children's life, I actually think people that start now have a better chance at doing this because we have so many more supplements. The business is debt-free, which granted it was debt-free when I joined, but the bonuses are insane. I call them games. Like the games they have every month are insane. The options of products are just, I'll be honest, they're literally taking over and it just keeps getting better and better. And so I just remember, thinking, yes, Brittany, you're going to have to put this $99 on a credit card. But at that moment, I realized, Brittany, if you don't have $99 to do something you want to do for yourself, you probably need this business more than you can even imagine. And a little tip that I like to, not a tip, but a little thing I like to explain to people is, you know how some people would get tax returns every year? Well, I would get mine, and then that's what I would live on for the next year. It wasn't a lot, but between my job and that tax return, that would be my little, I never had a savings until this business. And, something that I always love to touch base on is the amount that I'm able to give back now, it actually surpasses what I actually made in a year at my dental job. And there's no way that would have happened without this business. And I think that's just a good place to leave it on, is that I don't think you may realize the possibilities this business gives you until you say yes and you give an absolute 110% shot.
Awesome. Thank you, Brett. I couldn't agree more. We talk about it all the time. It's one of those things where when you're so busy just getting by and living paycheck to paycheck, which we didn't even really realize that that's what we were doing prior to this, but that's what we were doing. That you're too worried about, how you're going to buy groceries if you pay your electric bill or your car bill or your mortgage this month or this week, and you don't get paid until next week. When you're living that kind of life, which so many people are, that you can't think about giving back or, adopting an extra family for Christmas or giving back more to your church or whatever God puts in your path. You can't even think about it because you have to take care of your family first. So that's one of the biggest blessings that it's given us as well. I mean, just like Britt said, we will give more to our church this year than we made last year. We don't have to think about being able to adopt some extra families for Christmas. We can just do that without thinking about it. And that honestly is one of the biggest blessings and something that I will never take for granted, and that we get to teach our kids that as well. So that's been another added blessing. So
hey, Trista,
do
you mind if I just add one little thing?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Because Jess said it, and then you just said it. I just want to say it really quickly. Obviously, Zella is little, so she doesn't see exactly what her parents are doing and what literally, I feel like we're changing the world one person at a time. I genuinely feel like that. But it's something, for instance, I had great parents, and they showed me how to work hard. I've worked since I'm 15. They showed me how to be a kind person. But I don't think that they showed me how to dream because they didn't know how. Right? Because, he had a great job. She was a teacher, but I mean, we just did the normal things. I got to play travel sports, but that's about as far as the craziness went. And so one thing that I love to talk about is how we will be out and about, and my 8-year-old, just turned 8, will say, hey, can I add that to my dream board? And every time he says it, I get chills, and I'm like, my 8-year-old knows what a dream board is. Like, is this honestly real life? And the answer is yes, it's real life, because I said yes.
Absolutely. I love it. Just gives me goosebumps even still. We crossed off, and we've all done it. All of our kids have dream boards. How cool is that? Mm-hmm. And we talk about it all the time. Our kids will remember what we do, not what we say. So we can talk till we're blue in the face about dream big, you can do anything you want to do. But if we're not showing them that with our actions, they're not going to grow up and believe that.
And what's really cool, guys, is you've heard these common things, giving and dream boards and the feelings that these families have. What's beautiful about this company is that culture is created inside the company, and then it trickles down to us. So you're on this opportunity event to hear from us, but understand the stories that we have stem from the company values themselves. So you understand now that you're joining a company that has fantastic morals, that sincerely do want to change the world one person at a time. So just know you're not only joining us with those morals, more importantly, you're joining them with those morals. They want you as a human being to be able to dream more. They want you as a parent to be able to show your kids how to do just that, because more is caught than taught. We can teach them and tell them until we're blue in the face, but they're going to watch mommy and daddy dream. And so what are they going to do? They're going to go and dream. That's what's special about this company, is the culture, the electricity, the good moral integrity that it has.
So kind of on that, we'll transition over. Kind of at the base of the company, our CEO wants us to be able to live debt-free. That is honestly, that is his mission, to help families become debt-free. And so he has made our compensation plan bomb. Like we said earlier, we're debt-free. And so that's why, honestly, he can pay us really well, because they are debt-free. And he backs up, he says he wants us to be debt-free, and he backs it up with the promotions that he puts out and the way that the compensation plan is structured. So I'm going to kind of go through it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. You can ask more questions if you want to, but I'm just going to go through the very basics of how we make money, just so you guys have a general idea. So when you join, it's $99 to join. We all said that. With that, you're going to get your business builder kit. And in your business builder kit, you're going to get 4 wraps. If you don't know what wraps are, they are kind of our flagship product. We have over 50 products. So one of the things that really drew me to the company when I was looking was that we have a product for everybody. Jess kind of talked about our greens, and honestly, if you get us started on the greens, you're going to get them, because it's a product that I firmly believe in my heart that everybody can benefit from. So our flagship product is the wrap, and that's really like where our business started, but there is so much more than that. So it's $99 to join. With that, you're going to get 4 wraps in your kit. You can sell those individually for $25 a piece. So once you sell that, essentially you are in your business for free, which I think is incredible. I mean, when we started his business, it was not free. That is for sure. So the fact that you can kind of get into a business that all 3 of us, everybody you've heard from tonight, makes over 5 figures a month. And we all started for that same $99. We sold our wraps. Actually, I think, honestly, I used them. I think Jess used them. But worst case scenario, you're out $100 to give you a business opportunity that can do incredible things for your family.
And think about what Trista just said. I'm not trying to take over, but to put to bed another huge skeptical question. And Brittany, I think, already hit on it, and Jess even hit on it a little bit. But us 3 families, we are in 5 figures a month, and we are from neighboring cities. So again, it is not too saturated at all. There is still plenty of room to grow. You can literally take this business and this opportunity to whatever height you want to go to. It just matters. It just depends on how hard you're willing to work and how big you're willing to dream. So continue on. I'm sorry.
Okay. So the other thing I love is that it doesn't matter if you're just getting started or you've been in forever. The steps to make money and the steps to be successful are the same. So whether you want to make $500 a month or you want to get to the highest rank in the company, it totally doesn't matter. We don't do anything different now than we did starting out. We've just done it a lot more. So really, like, just it's a super simple business. It takes consistency and a lot of hard work, but it is so simple. You you get paid for enrolling customers and enrolling team members and helping them earn an income for their families. Like, that's what we make money for, which is incredible. We help people get healthier, and we help people make an extra income for their families.
And understand that when she talks about if you want to make $500 a month or $10,000 a month, that is entirely up to you, and neither of those are wrong. The most important thing is that you join and you begin to grow, because once you turn into a dreamer, once you hit 500, you realize, man, maybe I can move to 1,000. Maybe I can move to 3,000. Maybe I can move to 10,000. And really, that is where the value is at, in that dreamer that you become. What happens in your bank account, that's just a byproduct of who you're becoming. Just another huge advantage to the company.
Okay, so you join, you spend your $99, you get your business builder kit, you sell your 4 wraps, you're in for free at that point. One added bonus that is going on this month that I love is when you get your first 4 customers, you're going to get $100 in free product. So that's a great opportunity for you to get started on some products, or you can buy wraps and you can sell those and make cash, or you can get on some products so you have your personal testimony without spending, Britt said she spent $300 extra when she started. You don't necessarily have to do that because you have the opportunity to earn $100 in free product right away. Okay, so the first way we get paid, the first actual way, I'm actually going to get to it now, is Wrap Cash. So you are going to have the opportunity to buy very discounted wraps. Every time you get 2 customers, you actually get what is called a wrap reward, which means you get a box of wraps for $25. A box of wraps comes with 4 wraps. You sell them each individually for $25. You are going to profit $75 per box of wraps that you buy.
That's cash from hand to hand in your pocket.
Yeah, that's a really simple way. Especially starting out, like a lot of times we'll do launch parties where you invite your friends and family over and you wrap them. And that's just a quick way to get cash in your pocket like tomorrow. The next way we get paid is commissions. So obviously you make commissions on anything you personally sell, plus you also get paid commission on team sales as well. So obviously the more your team grows, the more your commissions are going to grow as well. That's where the residual income comes in, which is what we all love. The next way are fast start bonuses. Especially starting out, this was one of my very favorite ways to earn money. So anytime you enroll a new team member and they get 2 customers within their first 30 days, you are going to get a $100 bonus that following week. Those are unlimited. You can earn as many of those as you want to. So it really is just based on, offering the income opportunity to your friends and family and then helping them get started with their business. And like I said, you're going to get a $100 bonus every time they get 2 customers in 30 days.
So clarify the simplicity of that. You get a distributor, one of your friends, to join you in this journey. they get 2 customers or you help them get 2 customers, you get $100. So in this company, it is set up for you to succeed and succeed quickly and with longevity. So those fast start bonuses are what help you get out of the gate. One friend joins your team. You help them or they get 2 customers. You're going to get $100 the following week. There is no excuse as to why you're not earning cash early on in this business.
But that was one of my favorite ways to earn money when I first got started, because my commissions obviously weren't great yet. They weren't huge. I was getting some customers, but you don't have that huge team sales yet. So fast start bonuses are an incredible way to earn an income really quickly. Next is leadership bonuses, which I won't really go into, but just know once you get in, and you go diamond, which is the 3rd rank in the company, it's not hard to do. You have to be consistent and you have to kind of go with some oomph to get there, but it's not hard. But once you get there, honestly, our CEO says you now have a license to print money, and it is so true. Diamonds average $2,000 a month. That's life-changing for most families. That's kind of when most people get to start to have the conversation what do we do? Do I go down to part-time? Do I whatever? So you want to get to diamond kind of as quickly as you can, because you're going to unlock leadership bonuses at that point.
If our compensation plan, in layman's terms, if our compensation plan was a pie, the higher up in rank you get, the bigger piece of pie you get per sale and per team volume and that type of thing. You're just paid on a little bit larger portion. That's all.
And the last way we get paid, which is, it's super fun and it's always something new and different, but they always have awesome promotions going on. So right now, actually through the end of the year, we have Go and Go Fast bonuses. So those are those crazy, like Jess said, she's earned like $200 and I don't even know, $10,000 in bonuses or something, 250, I don't know, something like that.
280.
280. I knew it was somewhere in there. And
we're just going to round it up to $1 billion.
I don't even know what Britt's earned. She's earned the same or more than that. She's earned
240.
240. We've earned like 70,000 in bonuses. But those are just for doing the work that we all should be doing anyway. So if you joined today and you went diamond by the end of February, you would get a $10,000 bonus. That is so doable. That is so, I can't tell you, that is so stinking doable. You just kind of got to go, but
you have to go from Jump Street. I think that's the most important thing when it comes to the bonuses. A lot of people don't get the bonuses because they don't hit the ground running. If you hit the ground running, the company, there again, you've learned about 5 different ways that we get paid. It is created. It is structured for you to succeed in multiple different ways. That means at whatever part of and however far along you are in this journey, whether you're just starting out, whether you're a year in, or whether you're 10 years in, this company is structured for you to succeed, regardless of where you're at.
And the other way that I want to touch on really quick, just because it's this month and Christmas is coming, but we have Christmas cash going on right now. And honestly, you get what's called points for doing things that we should be doing anyway, enrolling customers, enrolling team members, but you can earn unlimited $100 bonuses. It's so simple to do. You get a point for every single customer you enroll. You get 5 points, that's $100 in your pocket. So you help 5 friends or family get started on a product that's going to change their life. You get a $100 bonus. So that is what's going on currently, but they are always coming out with something new and different. But the thing I love is, honestly, none of us started out to quit our jobs or to, make what we make now, make 5 figures a month. Really, we all just wanted that little bit of cushion. But it can turn into so much more. So Britt, I'm going to kick it back over to you.
All right. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. So the one thing that I just kind of want to end with is start looking at where you want to be. If you could pick anything that would possibly potentially change your life forever, what would it be? And I'll be honest with you, when I joined, to be honest, I never even knew of this. I didn't know that, there were different ranks. I didn't even know that this was a possibility. All I knew is that I wanted to earn some product for free. And if I could make a little bit of extra money to get ahead, or when you need new tires, or when you need an oil change, those things that you really don't, when you live paycheck to paycheck, you really don't want to have to do. That's all I was looking for. And then when I find out, okay, and these are going to be yearly. Okay. These are yearly numbers. But then when you see okay, an executive, which is the second rank, you're going to average a little over $3,000 a year. That's insane to me. Okay. And I'm going to put you guys in my shoes for a second. Okay. So let's just talk about my dental job that I went to school for. Nothing wrong with going to school. I think it's very important. I made at my dental job, but for sure, somewhere in between what a diamond and a double would make. Okay. So it was more than 23,000, but it was less than 54,000. Here's where I have aha moments every time I see this chart that still to this day blows my mind. Okay. I would have never, even with raises and Christmas bonuses that, mind you, were $100 for the entire year. Okay, $100 for the entire year. I would have never, ever even gotten close to this $54,000 a year. Okay, and here I am, less than 3.5 years. I'm a presidential diamond. That's an average of $193,000 a year. And my husband is a triple diamond, which is $104,000 a year. It blows my mind that I almost let $99, the fact that I was shy, the fact that I was wondering what would people say, and really, to be honest, the biggest one is, what if it doesn't work? Can I actually make this happen? I almost let all those fears hold me back. And it almost makes me emotional still to look at these numbers and to think, oh my goodness, what if I would not have said yes? And so I would tell yourself, ask yourself this, what if this is you? What if you are actually seeing this and hearing from us because you are supposed to be doing this, because this is going to change everything, okay? And what I also want to let you know is that you have to pick what works for you, and understand that I did not join this business planning to be an ambassador diamond, but guess what? I'm going to be. And when I average $585,000 a year, all I know is I'm going to be able to help a heck of a lot of people. And so what I would tell you guys is, you just have to decide, and I'll be honest with you and say, our products are amazing. So if you just think that you want to use our products, that's okay. Start by using our products. But what I would ask you is what I asked myself, which is that, okay, if you just want the products, then maybe being a customer is the best place for you. But if you have any interest in making an extra income, then why not invest in yourself, invest in your family, invest in your future, and do both. Try the products, use the products, but also be making an extra income at the same time. And I'll be honest with you, but I say I'll be honest 100 times. I can't help it. It's like saying and I say I'll be honest a lot. Sorry. But one thing that's a game changer for me is the Christmas cash. Okay. They didn't, you heard Jess talk about a Ruby bonus. They didn't have that when I joined, and I'm still averaging what I'm averaging. Okay. They did not have all these fun little perks like they do now, but they have them now. So what I would say is grab on tight, get moving. And not only could you potentially pay for your Christmas in cash, but you could probably also help your parents or your brother or your sister or a friend even potentially pay for their Christmas in cash. And so what I would say is just, whoever invited you, get back in contact with them. And here's what I would tell you. Let them know 3 things that you are really fighting for. I don't care if they're big. I don't care if they're small. But let them know. And then I promise you that the person that invited you is going to explain to you how you can start crossing all those off, and what exactly rank that you're going to want to shoot for, and exactly how you're going to get there, how you're going to earn Christmas cash, how you're going to earn the bonuses that are out right now. And to be honest, it's kind of overwhelming to talk about how do we get paid, because this isn't like your normal 9 to 5 where you come in, you make an hourly or salary, and that's about it. Like, there are so many ways that we get paid. It's almost like they're going to be so overwhelmed because they're going to think, is this real life? Can I really get paid 5 ways? And the answer is yes.
Do you have anything you want to say?
Huh.
Okay. So we will really just, Britt, if you guys have anything else you want to say, otherwise, if anybody has questions, you can pop them in the chat or you can unmute yourself and ask them. But otherwise, we will kind of wrap it up.
Does anybody have any questions? Anybody at all?
Nope, nope, nope.
Where do I get one of your matching sweatshirts?
Well, what you have to do
You
is
have to be a cool kid to get matching
well, no,
sweatshirts.
that's not the case. You have to be not the cool kids. You have to join our club, and then you can get one. I have 3 more in the closet.
Perfect. I'm in.
Well, I will send you my information because you guys did so good on this Zoom. I will be sending you my information, and I would like to join your team.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Okay.
Guys, if you're a fence rider, stop being a fence rider. There's no sense in it. This is an amazing opportunity to improve your life and improve your family's life. One like you'll never have again, probably. And like you hear all the time, you have to take advantage of the opportunity of a lifetime during the lifetime of that opportunity. And you're smack in the middle of it right now. So don't be afraid to jump on board and change your life. It'll certainly do it as long as you'll allow it to.
We good?
All right, friends. Yep.
All right. Have a good evening, guys. See ya.
All right.